Now let's turn our attention to fungi and yeast. When people are infected with these microorganisms, they are literally molding, like a piece of bread or cheese left in the cupboard too long. Toxic molds now commonly colonize houses and work environments, getting into walls and ceilings and ventilation systems. These molds can then transition into our lungs, where they may be impossible to eradicate. Chronic intestinal, fungal, and yeast infections are also on the rise. These intestinal infections bore holes in the mucosal membrane of the intestines, allowing undigested proteins to enter into the bloodstream, where allergic reactions ensue.
Fungus infections of the skin are usually caused by members of the Trichophyton family or the Microsporum family of fungi. They can affect the scalp, skin, and nails. Lesions start out as red scaling patches and then grow outwardly in a centrifugal pattern with central clearing developing, and this produces a ring-like appearance. The border of these ring-like lesions displays redness, scaling, and sometimes pustules. Heat and humidity tend to favor growth of the fungus. When palms and soles are involved, the soles usually have a moccasin-like distribution of the rash, namely involving the soles of the feet as well as a small distance up on the sides of the feet. Usually 2 feet and 1 hand tend to be involved in fungus infections.
Modern medicine has antifungal and anti-yeast medications, but the problem is that many of these are toxic to the liver and other organs. What would be useful is a way to attack these fungal and yeast infections without hurting our own cells.
These spores are seed equivalent of plants in fungi, means they are reproductive structures. The spores are dispersed by air and grow into new fungal colonies under favorable conditions.
Compare Compared to the other kingdoms of living things, the basic structure of fungi is rather peculiar. The fungal body consists mainly of threads called hyphae that search out and digest food, and that can give rise to special organs used for spore production called fruiting bodies. Hyphae grow very rapidly from a single spore, and as they branch out, a tangled mass called a mycelium is formed. In some fungi, hyphae threads are divided up into individual cells by porous cell walls that allow mitochondria, ribosomes, and even nuclei to pass from cell to cell. But in other fungi, hyphae form cenocytic threads, that is, threads that are not divided up into individual cells and are often filled with hundreds of nuclei.